Hi, I'm Calvin Rose, and welcome to Invest Smarter. Hey, thank you for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's several ways on Patreon for you to support the channel and access exclusive content, including special posts on the markets, educational materials about how to select investments and manage your portfolio. And at the investor level, you'll have full access to our natural selection stock rankings so you can evaluate individual stocks or market sectors that fit your investment style. Check out the link at the pinned comments below, and thank you for your support. Last week I published a video titled, Are We There Yet? Link in the card corner up above. And in that video, I talked about some things I saw happening in the markets that just absolutely couldn't last. Well, we're a week later, and there's some indications that we may have seen the bottom. But let's take a look at what I'm seeing. Last week I pointed to this table, and you can see that the year-to-date returns, and this is as of last week, not this week, but the year-to-date returns for every single sector listed here are negative in a big way, except for energy and gold. And then if you look at the returns from June 7th till last Friday, which would have been an 8 trading day period, every single sector is negative. In fact, most of them in double digits. And I said last week, this can't continue. Everybody's selling everything indiscriminately without regard whether it's a good place to be or not. That can't keep happening. So where does that bring us to today? Well, over the past week, I had some ideas and started working on some new indicators to see if I could come up with something that might help me identify when we've likely reached a bottom. And this is what I came up with. These are some new bottom indicators. And what you're looking at here, the black line is the growth of the S&P 500. I'm using SPY for that. And you can see how it's been falling, and then it bottomed out here and has started rallying. And then I've come up with a couple of indicators. One is what I'd call a first bottom indicator, and that's this orange line. And you can see how it varies between up here and down here and then back up again. There's a second bottom indicator, which is this blue line. And again, it does the same thing, but kind of in opposition. And then this black dashed line is what I'd call a bottom confirmation. So you can see while this orange line, this first bottom indicator, was really high here, the black dashed line, the confirmation, wasn't quite up where it should be to confirm a bottom. Now, you can see what's happening recently, though, is this first bottom indicator is up here at 100%, and it stayed up here at 100% for a number of days, and the confirmation line is also almost at 100%. So this first indicator has given its indication that we may be at a bottom here. Now, what needs to happen to confirm that? Well, this blue line needs to come up here in the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, who knows, right? But it needs to come up here and land somewhere at 100% or pretty close, and the confirmation line has to do the same thing. So let's look at some other indicators to see where we are relative to this. So I think this is a good indication. This could be a bottom, but we won't know until we get the second indication. So these are the indicators you've seen me talk about before, the looking at buying and selling pressure. So here's the price of SPY, the black line. The orange line is selling pressure. The solid orange line is selling pressure. The solid gray line is buying pressure. And you can see how this peaked out and it's been dropping, and the buying pressure has been increasing. And in fact, they crossed here. Now, I like the fact that they crossed, but I don't like the fact that this one's starting to head down in the last day of trading here, where things really shot up big. That's not so good. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ 100, the Qs. Same thing, here's the price. And here you can see the selling pressure peaked out here, crossed over a little earlier than SPY. So the buying pressure is now above the selling pressure, but you can see over the last 2 trading sessions, the buying pressure has been declining. I don't like that, but let's see where this goes, because that could just as easily turn around next week and head the other way. These are some special indicators that I've talked about in the past. Again, black line is the price of SPY. This orange line, when it's heading lower, is usually a good thing. It seems to be heading up here a little bit, but we'll see. This blue line, you'd like this blue line to be heading higher, and it is, and it has been since back here, so it's heading higher. The purple line is the price slope, and you really want that to be above zero. You want it to be heading higher, and you want it to be above zero, which is this line right here. You want the blue and the purple lines to be above zero. So they're not there, but they're heading in the right direction. And then looking at the stochastics are great, right? Shot right up through %D. So %K went right up through %D, like that, right? But you've seen it do it back here and fail. You saw it do it here, fail. So you can't hang your hat on this, but it's a good start. And then for the NASDAQ 100, pretty much the same look, right? Blue line heading higher. Now this is closer to zero and crossing zero. This is also heading towards zero pretty quickly. I like that. I like the fact that the slope's increasing, and the stochastics have crossed. So let's see where this takes us going forward. For those of you who are really data nerds and are interested in what I'm doing here, go over to the link in the pinned comment, join Patreon, and I will give you exclusive access to articles and videos on some of these technologies that I'm developing. But let's talk about what I just showed you, and this is a much longer view of that. So we were talking about first indicator, second indicator, and confirmation metrics. Those are what you're seeing here in this bottom graph. The top graph is showing you the growth of SPY, the S&P 500, in the black line. The green line is a strategy that I built where I'm in or out of the market based on some of these indicators. And the red line is a risk indicator, basically, that when it's high, like up here, it's telling you to get out of the way. So these indicators down here in the bottom are basically showing you that maybe we've seen a bottom. They're a bottom indicator. The red line is telling you when to get the heck out of the way. So I combined these two and created a strategy here. Now, what were we looking at in that previous graph? We were looking at this little segment right down here where we have a first indication that we've seen a bottom here. And you can see that the price of SPY has bottomed here, apparently. And you can see that the risk indicator peaked out here at a very high level at 97. I'm going to reference that again. And then it's dropped off dramatically. So this looks really promising. Now, when else has this thing reached that level of 97? Let's go back in time and take a look. I'm just kind of eyeballing it here. It looks like it may have here, but this isn't quite at 97. That's at 95. Let's keep going back. Here. Okay, where are we here? This peaked out at 97 in March of 2009, which was right after the bottom of the big market crash back in 2007 to 2009. So that's the last time this reached that level. Maybe that bodes well for good things coming forward. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I really like what I'm seeing there. But anyway, if you'd like to learn more about these technologies, go join Patreon. Link in the pinned comments below. I'm Calvin Rose, and thank you for watching today. If you like this video, please hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you won't miss an upcoming episode of Invest Smarter. Hey, thank you for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's several ways on Patreon for you to support the channel and access exclusive content, including special posts on the markets, educational materials about how to select investments and manage your portfolio. And at the investor level, you'll have full access to our natural selection stock rankings so you can evaluate individual stocks or market sectors that fit your investment style. Check out the link at the pinned comments below, and thank you for your support. That's all for now.